Number 6, the big picture principle. The big picture principle says the entire population of the world, with one minor exception, is composed of others. And the question I must ask myself, do I have a hard time putting others first? When it comes to winning with people, everything begins with the ability to think about people other than ourselves. That is the most basic principle in building relationships. I know that may sound like common sense, yet not everyone gets the big picture or practices unselfishness. Instead, too many people act more like toddlers do, whose perspective is something like this. If I like it, it's mine. If I can take it away from you, it's mine. If I had it a while ago, it's mine. If I say it is mine, it's mine. If it looks like mine, it's mine. If I saw it first, it's mine. If you're having fun with it, it's definitely mine. If you lay it down, it's mine, and if it's broken, it's yours. Seeing the big picture requires the following. Number 1, perspective. People who lack perspective are like Lucy in the Peanuts comic strip by Charles Schulz. In one strip, while Lucy swings on the playground, Charlie Brown reads to her. It says here that the world revolves around the sun once a year. Lucy stops abruptly and responds, "The world revolves around the sun? Are you sure? I thought it revolved around me." Early in my career, I really made this relational mistake. Because early in my career, as I would go to the group of people that I was leading, the first question I would always ask myself is, how can these people help me? First question. Boy, I wonder how I can motivate these people to see my vision. I wonder how I can really get them on my train and get them on the bandwagon. I wonder how long is it going to take before I can get those people to really come alongside of me. The leader's first question is not how can those people help me, but how can I help those people? For us to see the big picture, number 2, maturity. There has to be some maturity in our life. Now, every once in a while, I'll talk to young people about this, and somebody will come alongside and say, well, they're young. Give them some time. You've got to give them some time. And it's very true. A lot of times, young people are immature. But I've not really discovered that maturity accompanies age. Sometimes age comes alone. I know a lot of people that are getting older, but they're not getting better. Now, our 2 oldest granddaughters, Maddie is 4 and Hannah will be 4 very soon. They spent a week with us, and both Hannah and Maddie kind of think that I am their personal servant. And they get up every morning and they have their whole list of things to do for me. Papa, let's get on the golf cart. Let's go chase the ducks. Let's go to the playground. And let's go to the snack hut, Papa. And we go over to the snack hut, and I'll mess up their appetite for lunch. And then everybody wonders why they're not hungry. But we don't talk about that. There are some things you don't tell the other people in the room. Those hot dogs are a lot better than what they're going to have at the lunch anyway. They were with us for a whole week. And I mean, every day, they could hardly wait to get up and have me do something for them. Not one time, I kid you not one time in 7 days did Hannah or Maddie come up to me and said, Papa, we've been talking. You do so much for us. What could we do for you today? Not one time did it enter those 4-year-old girls' mind that they should do anything for me. And that's okay. They're 4. It's very sad when you're 40 and you still think like that. That's why I used Bob Buford's diagram in his book, Halftime, that shows you basically 2 ways that people have their lives. And if you look at those 2 kind of circles, one is going inward and one is going outward. And in your notes, while the first half self is small, the second half self is large. The first half self winds inward, wrapping tighter and tighter around itself, and the second half winds outward, unraveling itself from the paralysis of a tightly wound spring. The small self contains only you. It's basically alienated and alone and pathologically individualistic. The larger self is whole because it is bonded with something transcendent. Self-transcendence has legs. It goes the distance and completes the race. So to see the big picture, perspective, maturity, and number 3, responsibility. I have there a recipe in your notes for a miserable life. These are words about emotional poverty and self-centeredness. Here's the recipe for a miserable life. Think about yourself. Talk about yourself. Use I as often as possible. Mirror yourself continually in the opinion of others. Listen greedily to what people say about you. Expect to be appreciated. Be suspicious. Be jealous and envious. Be sensitive to slights. Never forgive a criticism. Trust nobody but yourself. Insist on consideration and respect. Demand agreement with your own views on everything. Sulk if people are not grateful to you for favors shown to them. Never forget a service you may have rendered. Be on the lookout for a good time for yourself. Shirk your duties if you can. Do as little as possible for others. Love yourself supremely. Be selfish. For some of us, we can put a picture right there, can't we? We can put a face right there.